Hey everybody, it's Jason from Meghead Studios. Happy Thursday. Hope everybody's having a good day. So this is, as you can see, my Takom Land Cruiser P1000 Ratte. Okay, this was a gift my wife got me for my birthday, which I really appreciate. I love it. I was not initially going to do a build log for this. However, since I ran into a little bit of a problem, I figured why the hell not? This way you can learn from my mistakes if you decide to pick up this kit, and it is a good kit. So just to be upfront and clear about this, this is the first real tank model kit that I've ever built. Okay, everything else I've done is limited to the 15mm gaming range, and of course the Gundam gun tank from the Origin series. So this was a little bit of a surprise when I started building it. I've only done the first step, but like I said, I feel like it warrants making a build log video. So again, you can learn from my mistakes. Those who are more familiar with tank models, this might be something that's really common. Again, I don't know. I've been model building for 30 years, 30 plus years. And in that time, I've only really ever built mecha, aircraft, starships, and model cars. That's about it. I've never done any tanks. So this was a first for me. Well, other than the gun tank. This is a first for me. So let me show you what I'm talking about. And, maybe this will help you with your build, give you an idea of what to do. So, of course, yeah, this is the cover of the box. Beautiful artwork. So, as you can see, went ahead and built the first set of treads and suspension. This is the left side. This is the first one you're going to build. So before we get into it, let's go ahead and look at the instruction real quick. So basically what you're building this part here. B5, B3, B1, those are the runners for it. For the left side, the right side obviously is in the parentheses over here. C1, A1. This is the result. So what it doesn't tell you is that C1 is actually several parts. They go over here. This is on this runner, runner C. All of these. Okay. These will be on the outside of the tread. Forgive my messy workspace. Fairly easy to clean up. So the problem comes when you start actually putting on the treads. Now, again, this is my first time building a real tank. So this is something new to me. So basically you've got a large flat part here, large flat part there. 1, 2, 3, 4 other parts that aren't really large, but they're larger than the rest of these A1 pieces. And I'm going to show you those pieces here. So this is the left tread again. So this part here is the B8 part, which I will show you on the runner real quick. That is B8. Well, this one is B9. This will be the right side. And it has this nice groove in here. This piece goes into your center of the suspension, right up here. This is part B3 or B4, depending on which side you're building. So what will happen is this will slide onto this. And it fits rather well. Really nice and snug fit. Don't have to do any types of manipulation or modification in order to do it, to get it on there. It fits really nice. You do have to glue it on once you get the suspension going. So to glue it, you're definitely going to want to place glue on top of the suspension, on top of the rims. I don't know what they're technically called, and I am adult enough to admit that I don't know what they're technically called. So yeah, these are going to go here. You'll want to, because of the way these are, how kind of flexible they are, you're going to want to weight them down. Weight them down so that way they actually get on there. Otherwise, you'll have parts popping up. Okay? So where is the problem? The problem comes with these A1 pieces. Now, A1s are obviously on runner A, which looks like that. It's a V. You're going to use all these little pieces right here. Maybe. I say maybe for a very good reason. So, I'm going to get one out to show you. What I would advise when you're starting this build, put your B8, B9 piece on first. Then you're going to move on to A7. I recommend starting with A7, which would be the front. Okay? For both left and right treads, these numbers here are identical. A5, A1, A4, so on and so forth, because you do actually have them right here. This one in particular is different because, as you can see, it bends, but it's not going to help you much. So anyway, so this is B8. Here's A7. Now you have to start putting in these A1 links. They do not fit correctly at all. There's a reason why this stuff looks so jacked up. And the reason being is if you use them and interlink them like you're supposed to, as you can see, this knob connects into here, so on and so forth, and it wraps around. If you do that, this front section of the tread calls for 7 pieces according to the diagram. I could only fit 5 on there, and I could only fit those 5 after I cut off these nubs to get them to actually glue on. And it came out really messed up. Now from the front, it doesn't look so bad. They are a little bit off center. And again, these are all lined up. Now the same thing happens on the rear, where this piece just doesn't fit correctly. So what you're going to have to do, and I'm going to try this on the next one, and for the purposes of my build, I'm just going to say this is a damaged Ratte, and that's it. That's why it looks all jacked up. But what I would suggest is starting from here, starting from the top, put the A5, which is the rear, the A7 on there, in the front, as it will be a guide for the rest of these tread pieces, these A1 pieces. And it will wrap around, and hopefully it'll work. You probably will want to cut off the nubs. I'm going to do that for the next part of the tread, for the right suspension. Also, you may want to just write on there, left. This is the inside. This is just for my own purposes, just for me. Now, like I said, the only other tanks I've built were 15mm. Now, 15mm, this whole piece is just cast in one plastic piece. Real easy. Now, for my gun tank, however, it was different, and I assume most models would follow the same thing. Apparently, I was wrong, and again, I freely admit to that. But for the gun tank, this tread was one big molded piece, actually 2 pieces for each side, where they just snapped together. And then the suspension work were larger pieces like this. I have a video series on that. Check it out if you'd like. See what I'm talking about. But yeah, it was very easy to put together, very simple. This, on the other hand, to be quite honest, if this is the way tank kits are made with their treads, from this point going forward, if I cannot find a rubber replacement for it, by a third party, or even from the manufacturer themselves, I'm probably going to stay away from tanks, because this is very frustrating. And I'm sure it's something that, over time and practice, I would get better at. However, and I admit this, I've been spoiled by Bandai kits because they are so easy to put together. Many parts, but I've only run into 2 issues with 2 Bandai kits over 30 years. Again, 30 years of modeling, I've only run into 2 issues with them. And they've only been getting better ever since. Okay? So yeah, that's that. I would suggest, while you're in the pre-planning stages, to be totally honest with you, excuse me, while you're in pre-planning to build this kit, if you build it, I would honestly suggest going ahead and, while you're planning out your paint and all that, go ahead and take care of this part right here. Very simple, very easy to do. take them out, clean them up. They don't have to be perfect because you're not going to see most of it anyway. Same with these tread links. Go ahead and cut them off the sprue, get them individualized, put them in a little baggie, put them to the side, because you will probably not be using all of these now that I'm looking at it. Because like I said, with the front end, it calls for 7 of these tread pieces, these tread links. I only ended up using 5. On the rear, it calls for 8, and you actually do use all 8 of them. However, I am rethinking that. You might actually end up only using 7. I'm not sure. Excuse me. Yeah, save yourself some time and frustration. Go ahead, cut them out, sand them down. Same thing here, cut them out, sand them down. You'll be good to go. Like I said, these pieces, these two are identical. This one is different. This one is shorter. Now for the hubs on the rims, like I was showing to cut out, they will go, and I do apologize again. I don't have fancy camera work or anything like that. This is the part that's going to be on the outside of the suspension. The hubs, they do, and I believe I have one here, which I could show you. There's the hub. Sorry. It does have this little connection point right here. And they do, for the most part, just pop right in. I'll show you on this one. You do want to glue them in. They stay on there. They're pretty good. It's a pretty tight fit, but you do want to secure them. There are exactly 3 points that these do not have empty holes because of the type of runner. It's located right here, here, and here. The reason for that is those are pegs that are going to be attaching to the other parts of the suspension. Okay. Again, just a quick dab of glue, some super glue, boom, you're done. Takes care of that. Then you also have part 11 on runner A. These go into the front and rear of the treads, like so, rear and front. Also glue those in real quick. You'll be good to go. And everything else looks like it'll be a straightaway paint. These are not all the runners, by the way. As you see, that's a big gun up top. I was told by my friend Scott that this has... There's one version, I can't remember who makes it. Maybe it's Dragon, where instead of the 2 big guns, it has 3 big guns. Again, I'm not sure. I'm not familiar with it. Like I said, this was something that my wife got me offhand for my birthday that I greatly appreciate. And I'm going to try to build it as an objective piece for a game of Gale Force 9's tanks tonight. But that might not happen. Also, I will build the mouses, because it does come with 2 small mouses in 1/144th scale. And do a comparison to that, much like I did with the unboxing video. So yeah, hope you enjoyed it, guys. I'm on a little bit of a tight schedule right now, so I have to cut this short, or shorter than I would normally. So let me know if you're building it. If you have any tips and tricks, I look forward to seeing everybody's comments. I do enjoy your comments. I greatly appreciate them, and I try to reply to them as soon as I can. However, we all know with the internet and YouTube, you may or may not get your notification right away in a timely manner. But again, I do appreciate everybody's comments, your views, and I'll try to get back to you as soon as I can. If there's something you're looking for, let me know. Maybe I can help you find it. Alright guys, take it easy. Have a great day. Hopefully I'll get more videos up later in the afternoon. Have a good one.